apologies. Last session, we picked up with you inside the Stag and Dove Tavern, where you had been ushered in by the locals, led by the Mayor Eddie Fastfoot, to kind of be welcomed to town, partake in some food, and you're offered free lodgings to sort of welcome you to town following the unfortunate and eventful journey you had on the Lightning Trail, or Rail, sorry. Following some sort of talk around the table as you each sort of discussed yourselves and your backgrounds a little bit, Mayor Eddie Fastfoot then took you on a tour around the town. He wanted to show you kind of what pear trees, some of the things that were going on, and some of the changes that were happening following the reopening of Neelam's Grove and the sort of increase in interest and adventurers coming through the town. He took you around a few different areas of town. He took you through the market, where you met a number of the locals and some of the vendors. Also took you to the new shrine that's been built in worship of Shanti. This very impressive looking, quite magnificent sort of wood and stone structure. You spent some time there as well, talking to the elder Liana, about kind of Shanti's return, the reopening of Neelam's Grove, and also a little bit of discussion about the previous elder, Matthias, who you've kind of heard a little bit about, and Halloran has also had some sort of interactions in the past with. Following the sort of wrapping up or ending of this tour, you were kind of left with a bit of time to spend around town yourselves. You visited the old temple before the shrine was built, the previous temple to Shanti, which was quite sort of looked basically abandoned, quite poorly looked after. Inside of which you found a room at the rear, which used to be the living quarters of the elder Matthias. There were some signs of somebody having, in the last few days, entered into it. There were some footsteps, or some footprints, inside the temple, as well as a broken window where Adsor was able to identify that whoever the owner of these footsteps were had left the room through. Following that, and a short little shopping break in town at the general store, you headed back to the tavern, where you spoke a bit about your day, and also you met up again with Sister Meredith, who was on the train on the way there with you. You'd also seen outside of the new shrine to Shanti whilst you were on your tour. She mentioned that there was a few things she was a bit uncertain around about the town in general, and some of just the kind of the situation with Father Matthias in particular. She was a bit unsure about, and she mentioned that Matthias apparently was a kind of very rigid and methodical note taker. He wrote regularly to the elder at her own temple where she had come from, as well as apparently keeping very detailed journals of his own. And yeah, we left with you all having got a good night's sleep, a remarkably good night's sleep, in fact. I believe most people, or maybe everyone, finished doing their sort of rest for the nights, anything like that. If anyone has any daily preparations or anything they need to do, I guess now would be the time, if you didn't do it last week already.
I did one last week, but I changed my mind on a few things, so changed them
cool.
a little bit.
That would cover anyone that's got any prepared spell casting, anyone that gets any daily crafting. So Phelan and Halloran would both have those, I think. Phelan, you've got your ammunition crafting, and Halloran, you've got your snare crafting.
How do I clean my gun?
What was that so cool, Matt?
What?
How do I clean my gun?
It just takes an hour to do, so we assume that if you want to do that, you will have to do that sort of in the morning before you fire it at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, my snare crafting actually, I only craft them when I use them.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Okay.
I think. I'm not really sure. There are slots here. I'm going to assume the slots are for when I've used them to build something. I don't know, but I know that I certainly can't build something and then carry it around. It's like you build it in a 5 foot square, and then that square is then snared. If that makes sense.
Each day during your daily preparations, you prepare 4 snares for quick deployment. So
Do I?
I don't think you. I don't.
Oh.
I'm not sure. If, I don't know if maybe let's say you craft them such, but you certainly pick them at the start of the day.
Oh. Yeah, no, I guess I can then. I guess, but the problem is it doesn't say how to deploy them. When I read the rules and snares, it says you got to build it in one go, but it doesn't. Oh, God. I wish it would tell you how to deploy it.
Let me search through this PDF.
Take one of each for now. I couldn't see it when I was trying to look at the rules, like exactly how to do it. So I assumed I followed just the normal snare rules, which is it could be made in one go.
Let's have a look. Okay, so yeah, normally crafting a snare would take 1 minute. As part of the snare craft of dedication, instead of taking 1 minute, it takes you 3 interact actions. You. It's because it's not the same thing. That's just the general rules. Yeah. Okay. So you can craft snares as normal. They take a minute to do, but you have 4 each morning that you prepare, which you can just do as 3 actions rather than an entire minute to do. So the stuff you have the formulas for, you can prepare it. You can make with a whole minute at any time during the day. It's just those 4 are kind of ready to go as a single turn.
Where'd you try that information out? Because I tried to figure this out looking at on the archives of Nethys, and I just couldn't figure out.
That was a mix of me looking through the rules of the PDF, like the actual rules PDF, looking at archives of Nethys, and then also just finding something on Reddit quick. Which is like
cool. All right, awesome.
The best place to go for
those ones, those ones I can basically do it for a turn rather than a minute.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I did try to figure this out. I couldn't figure it out, so I assumed it was only the other way of doing them.
Nice.
And the other bit that might be important is the 4 that you do don't cost any resources either.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. They only cost my having a kit to make them.
Have you done yours as well, Cormac?
Yeah, I'm trying to. So do I just press craft?
No. So on your crafting tab on your character sheet, you've got a bit at the top which is called Advanced Alchemy. Whatever 5 you want to make that day, you drag up into that area, and then just click the button that says Perform Daily Crafting, and then it will create them.
Okay.
I'll let you do that quick. Everyone else is happy. They're prepared spellcasters, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. Cool. You all sorted, Cormac?
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, if you click that blue daily crafting button, it'll then just create all those for you.
I think.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. All right, sweet. In that case, I'll leave you alone. Cool. In that case, we. Yeah, open inside the Stag and Dove, where every time you load one of these scenes, everyone is tiny and up in the air. There you go. Look at that. Oh no, what's going on? Sorry, give me 1 sec. What the hell?
Just like comparing my height to everyone.
Where have I put all those notes?
If we could just pop back in time a little bit, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
At about dawn, Kasha will knock at Halloran's door, or at about 10 minutes before dawn.
You get no answer. Well, sorry, how loud are you knocking?
Well, start off gently and then a bit heavier.
Eventually, after knocking a few times, you hear.
Actually, knocks a few times. Well, no, yeah, no, carry on. What happens? What happens after knocking a few times?
I was going to say, after a few times, you start hearing some movement inside. Eventually, I'll answer the door, bleary-eyed, having clearly just been in a deep sleep.
And Kasha's there, and she says, Guardian, would you like to come and welcome the dawn with me?
What?
Just sort of looking at you.
Sure. And I'll grab my things and
she basically, I mean, it's she basically leads you outside, and then finding somewhere where you can see where the sun will rise. She kneels down and starts to sort of sing a song in a combination of wild song and Orcish. Wild song being the sort of druidic language, but quite quietly. It's quite a sort of throaty humming song, and basically for about 10 minutes until the sun fully rises, she is effectively praying.
That would the Australian method of worshipping Shanti have these sorts of practices in them?
Don't know. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Probably, maybe not dawn related. That sounds more like Lathander.
That's what I was thinking. That's not there. Because obviously, above table, as it were. As far as I'm concerned, you've told me that we share the same God, but with a different name, and I'm willing to believe that and agree. Except, obviously, your practice is different, which is why I joined you. but there could be a chance, I don't know, that like you have fewer gods and some of the gods are merged together. Although I suppose that's more of a in this world the gods are real, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. So it's not like it could be a case of I'm thinking of Roman monotheism. Sorry,
Probably not.
polytheism.
Although aspects of gods, as we talk about it, possibly later, the god she talks about is similar, but perhaps more leaning towards nature and a little bit more. I'm not standoffish, but more about survival of the fittest and being strong. But there's definitely areas of that definitely cross.
Yeah.
Talking of growth and nature stuff, but yeah. So she takes you down and doesn't really seem to notice whether or not you're joining in.
Are you standing facing facing the dawn?
Yeah, I think so.
Sort of
Yeah, kneeling. Yeah.
Kneeling. I always stood also facing the dawn behind you at a respectable distance, a couple of meters or so. Not directly behind you, sort of behind you to the side, sort of giving you your space to do your thing. And I will say a prayer to Shanti as well, I think, but in my own, the way I do it. But I will ask you about the ritual afterwards and say, is this something which you do regularly?
Every morning, we show the mother that we're still here.
And what's the meaning behind that?
Well,
What's the
every
origin of
day,
that?
every day, some of us are not here, and in the morning we watch the sun and remind of that the mother doesn't promise the next sunrise, and that it's each day is a test, and sometimes people aren't up to it. So it's good to remember that and to think of those.
I appreciate your perspective. It's
Didn't
quite
make it.
different. We I suppose we focus more on her giving side rather than her taking side, and bursting into life.
She gives us an way to show that we're using her gifts.
Yep. It's interesting that you choose the dawn. Are you familiar with Lythander? Forgive me, I don't know the Orcish name.
The god of the sun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm aware of him. He's Rolchar's partner.
They are husband and wife, aren't they? Yeah.
I think so.
Are they?
He provides the sun provides the energy that let things grow.
You find your mind wandering to him and his gift of the sun in the mornings.
No, why would I?
I think in Austral, and I'm no expert on Lythander, but I think if we see someone praying in the morning towards the dawn, we would assume, without any context, that they're praying towards Lythander and not Shanti. And I'm always curious to learn
And they'd be
and understand
then
how
they'd be
people.
wrong.
Yeah, of course. And I'm always curious to learn and understand how different people across this land have their own methods and their own ways. I mean, no offense.
None taken, Guardian. I know that your ways are different from mine.
I'm sure there's one thing we
But I
can agree
know
on.
also.
Go on.
I also that your heart is good. I sensed that on the train.
I am but a vessel. Anyway, I'm sure we can agree on one thing. So it's time for a spot of breakfast.
Food is always welcome.
And I guess I'll lead you back to the tavern, or I've forgotten what it's called briefly. Sorry, Stag and Dove. And on the way, I will switch the conversation to. So, what do you eat for breakfast normally? We normally have first breakfast, and we have eggs and halfling things.
Kesha listens. That doesn't really answer.
I'm interested to find out what you do for breakfast, though.
Yeah,
Quite a lot of
prepare
fruit.
yourselves here.
Mm.
Sorry, you good?
No. I think that's probably it. I mean, Kesha's quite a lot of fruit, vegetables.
It appears I have managed to paste over my entire session notes and then go to a different window, and I can't Control Z that. So it's all good though. It's absolutely going to be fine. You might have to excuse me if there's lots of and ahhing. We will meet up in the Stag and Dove with the whole party awakened. The breakfast is also out and served up, and as you sort of gather around the table, you see Sister Meredith sort of comes downstairs, sort of walks across the tavern floor and sits down at your table. In her hands, you can see she's kind of cradling like a leather book. And she sits down at the table immediately with the five of you, and she lowers her voice slightly as she speaks to you, and she says, "I couldn't sleep last night. I just kept thinking about Elder Matthias and the ransacked room you mentioned. Somebody must have been looking for something, and if they didn't find it, well, I went back to the temple last night." And she places this book onto the table, and she says to you, there was a loose floorboard under his bed. They must have missed it, whoever searched the room. It looks like it's his journal with his final entries. And in no way fixing my own misunderstanding from last session. She shares Father Matthias's journal with you, which I've placed into the party stash for the time being. There's a number of pages and entries inside of it. She sort of puts it on the table, opens it up to the last pages for you. I will. It's up to you how much you want to read for. I'm not going to read through paragraphs and paragraphs for you, but you can. You should all have access to that now from the party stash and also from the journals tab, like on the right hand side, if you need to refer back to it at any point. She watches as some of you sort of look through it and begin sort of reading through it. And she says to you, the thing that concerns me the most is there's two different sets of handwriting in there. There's journal entries that seem to be from Matthias going through October, and then they stop, and then there's one more at the end, which seems to me it's sounds like somebody else from town.
I'm assuming it just ends in hidden in.
Yes.
Is that the end of a page or?
No, it looks like somebody has stopped mid-sentence for some reason. There is it's in the middle of a page. No sort of. It's not like a natural end point. It looks like somebody was halfway through writing something and stopped or interrupted.
That's not the person who went missing, is it?
Thomas
I
is
believe
Alara's
so.
brother, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah, it is. It is. Cool.
Yeah, she looks around as some of you are sort of looking through the journal, and she says, who do you know this Ilara?
Cash is looking around the table. What's everyone else doing?
We met her yesterday, right? We met her yesterday. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Darius was reading that passage, reading the book. Yes.
So if you've met this Ilara, then who would be worried about putting her at risk? Who's written this note? There's a jump in time. Matthews's entry stopped months ago, and then another entry within the last month. If we know who it was,
I'm trying to read it as well. Give me a second.
it's all good. It's all good.
I finished reading it now. We may find more stuff hidden with Thomas's handwriting.
So and she turns to you, Darius. She says, so you think this may be Thomas, this last entry?
Yes. I believe maybe he is currently still in town, but he is currently in hiding.
Hang on, isn't Thomas the one that went to
Griffinsteel.
Griffinsteel?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently, allegedly.
And it's saying here that they've both gone into the grove.
I believe this is under the town, right?
It's in the last one. It says I have to either run or follow him into the grove.
Thought I read somewhere the Druid circles under the town.
On the 26th, entry from the 26th, it says enter the grove from here. Yeah.
Druid circles in Neelam's grove, places where she wants true powers.
Did Alara mention the Blessed Harvest? Oh, I don't know. Don't worry, I won't name that.
No, she did. She said that they're all saying stuff like that.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'm
That's
pretty
different.
sure.
That's different. She might not be infected, as it were, or whatever's going on. Yeah.
27th, they've been beneath the town where they've been taking people.
Oh yeah.
on the 27th, so that might be the best place to start looking. Or I'm pretty sure it said he was hiding his own research notes. He's hidden copies of their research. So Thomas has also hidden some research notes, so we might find more information that way.
The veil between worlds grows thin is a phrase which has me quite excited because I wonder what this other world is. Damn, this campaign is very good so far. I think we should go and speak to Alara. I think we should go speak to Alara.
Yeah, I think so
And
too.
I think we should go and explain that we think we know what's happened to Thomas, where he's gone, and we think that she's okay. But could we search his belongings for any extra information? Because I think this has like maps and what have you. They may not be there anymore. I don't know. If not, we've got some instructions here how to get into it, but it's not the clearest. So maybe there are some maps and what have you we can pick up or extra information.
Well, he's hidden his research somewhere, supposedly.
I'm
I
guessing
would assume it's at his house somewhere.
I'm guessing the sister will be the best person to find any place he's got hidden.
Guardian, shouldn't we take to the temple?
The temple, if you read it properly, they are following the fake version of Shanti.
The fake version.
Well, according to these notes.
No, but these are the notes written by Matthias, the heretic.
It depends which one you want to believe.
It
might not be a heretic.
Guardian didn't. I felt Grolchan at the temple. Didn't you?
Yeah, I did as well, but what I'm
so why would you doubt?
I don't doubt her.
So we should take the words of the heretic to the temple.
I don't.
Didn't we?
I don't think. One second. Maybe. Let's see my intelligence. I can't remember what it is. How intelligent am I? Where's intelligence?
None of us.
I believe it should be investigating because they could be pretending. Maybe one should find out all information before handing it in.
I'm not stupid. So I'm going to say yeah. I'm finding it very hard to resolve how I feel. Like you, I felt her love at that temple, and I believe that she is shining her presence on this village, blessing them with a bountiful harvest of this beautiful, amazing fruit. But I also know that Matthias, he was my friend, and he was a good man, and he was a dedicated, devout man. I don't know if this letter is true, this journal is true, but I believe that he believes it's true. And I don't know if taking it, I think this is a sign of an ill man. And I think that taking it to the temple doesn't help him. I think we need to find him and get him the treatment that he needs.
Meredith echoes your concern. She says to you, the reason I came was to find what had happened to Elder Matthias, to be able to tell my own elder what happened to him. If he is alive in the grove, then I have to go to Thornkeeper's Circle. I need to know what he has found and what his current state is.
Also, out of character, I think it makes Sam really sad if we just took this to the temple and just like, yep,
No,
he's a
you do what you want.
It took us however many episodes last time to bring about the end of an area. I think we can do it quicker. Well, Guardian, you're
Please.
wise.
Halloran.
Halloran.
I'm not wise. I try to do the best by the people of this earth, the people of Shanti, and I know that he was once, but I think he believes he still is a person of Shanti, a devout follower of the, maybe he would say the true Shanti. I don't think he needs to be cast out for that. I think he needs help. Is that not the way that she would want it?
Well, perhaps he saw that he was weak, and so left so as not to bring down the rest of the herd.
Have you considered being ever so slightly less naive?
Yeah. As a scholar, I believe evidence is what you see in front of you. So maybe you investigate, you would maybe find the truth. And you said you know what sort of man he was. Maybe he wasn't sick. Maybe he found the truth. And maybe instead of casting doubts first, you seek what is there to be found.
If I'm wrong, Kasha, and he is weak, as you said, I am more than happy with that outcome. But I think it's unfair to put that on him without.
So you
having
think
him to
you think
answer.
we should take it on ourselves to look for him, and then if it's proved that he is weak, we cull him?
Yeah, seems fair.
At that moment, I shall ask the Great Mother for guidance.
Yeah. Maybe not even look for him. Maybe look at these bits of people disappearing, leaving under the town. Maybe you would find this whole story of what he saw. Maybe go through and see what he saw for his eyes and make your own judgment through that way.
Cash's eyes are getting quite wide. That's and that's the way things are done here in Austral.
Yes.
Okay.
As you are sort of looking over this journal and speaking amongst each other about what you're reading and your thoughts and feelings and suspicions, you are interrupted as Mayor Eddie Fastfoot walks by and stops at your table. Morning, friends. What's this? Reading over breakfast? How very studious of you all. What is that there?
It's never a bad time to expand one's mind, Mr. Fastfoot.
This looks like handwriting rather than some printed works.
I've got loads of books like this, and Darius is going to pass a book out of his bag that he has written himself of vicious herbs do not eat. This could be good for you. I feel like you're someone that likes to test different foods.
Please
You
tell
shall
me the
read.
cover is hand drawn by you as well with crayon.
I am a celebrity. I'm a seller. So these are fully books that have sold around in your local library.
Self-publishing is getting better and better.
It is a picture of a herb with a cross over it. It's called
You're the Rocky
Well, you say
Flintstone
Herb
of Fentos.
Toxics.
When you say
Yes.
that they are sold in the local library, is that because you put copies in them without telling the librarian? Just hide them in between
No.
other books.
He is a very famous author who has a lot of books out there.
Eddie takes the book from your hands and he starts looking at it. And he sort of flicks through, and you see as soon as he starts flicking through the pages are these really in-depth, technical, overflowing with more information than anybody really needs on herbs. You can almost see in his eyes as the interest disappears, but the need to remain polite sort of stays. And he sort of flicks through. And he says, I am ever so busy this morning, actually. Put this one back with your other herbs books. I'm sure you're all enjoying this greatly. I'll leave you to it. But I would definitely like to put more time into reading it. Just probably not this week.
Oh.
Look in the book. If these notes from Matthias's journal are anywhere, or the journal is anywhere near me, I'm going to try to pick it up and sort of pack it away. If it's not, then I won't do that.
Yeah, no, you can do that. That's fine. That's cool.
Fine. Yeah, that's hiding it away from prying eyes.
And he hands your book back, sort of not even noticing that the other book's sort of been moved away a little. And he says, so what's the plan for you all today then?
I think Guardian Halloran has said that we shall explore the town.
Yeah, and then maybe a little bit of the surrounding area. Eddie, as you know, I've been here before, and we saw some of the highlights yesterday. My esteemed friends, but there's obviously more to see. Maybe we'll venture near the forest. Maybe not. Maybe that's to come in the future.
I would recommend staying here in town where we can keep a close eye on you. The grove itself requires very proper preparation. You'll probably want in a good 2 or 3 days to settle in before you want to get out of our sight, surely. Just for your own sakes.
If that's your advice, who am I to question it?
Precisely. Good luck to you all. Stay out of trouble for the day, and perhaps I'll see you again later on.
Keep well.
And you see, he sort of goes off. He sits down at one of the other tables with what looks to be a group that were sort of waiting for him. What would you like to do with your day, folks?
I think we mentioned going to find.
We need to find Alara, don't we?
Alara, yeah. So looking for a name. Can I also actually, before we do that, I'm going to quickly take these journal note entries and copy them down on a piece of paper myself and return the journal itself to Meredith because it's not technically mine.
That's cool. Yeah.
But I'll make a copy so we've got the information.
Nice, yeah. You should. The journal, like I say, the journal tab on the right. You should all have access to that now if you want to refer back to it at any point. I believe.
Journal tab.
Unless I've done something wrong.
Oh yeah, nice. This is very cool, by the way. Did you get AI to write this for you, or did you write this yourself?
I had it I did use it to pad out things a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, these are the things I want to touch on, but make it sound less like my rambling. Yeah.
It's really nice. I'm really enjoying that.
And it only cost a forest.
Yeah, it's Neelam's Grove.
Exactly. One forest opens and another one burns. Cool. So yeah, you guys wanted to go looking for Ilara, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Casually.
Yeah. Sister Meredith tells you that she's she is keen to find Matthias, or at least follow his path. She asks if she can at least tag along with you for the morning to see what Alara has to say, and for her to get a feeling for the sort of orchards and the grove herself, maybe if you're headed in that sort of direction.
Of course. I look to Kasha and I'll say, we always welcome another follower of Shanti.
Oh, of course. Guardian.
Please, Halloran. We no need for such formalities. We are friends now.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Well, the five of you plus Sister Meredith head out and make your way across town. Head into some of the farms and orchards. The Thornbrook orchard was one of the ones that Mayor Fastfoot did point out to you whilst he was sort of touring you around the sort of outskirts and the farms yesterday. And as you sort of reach one of the farms, you recognise one of the fields and orchards was that he told you belonged to the Thornbrook family. You can see Ilara is she's in the orchard. Looks like she's just sort of walking up and down, inspecting some of the fruits. You can see her father nearby as well, who you also met at the market yesterday, I believe, somewhat briefly, but yeah. And as you sort of walk and make your way onto the orchard itself, Ilara looks over at you, and she calls out "Good morning." You see her father turns and looks, and then carries on about his business. And she walks over to meet your sort of group, and she comes along and she says, "Good morning to you all."
Morning. How are you?
Actually, I feel maybe the most positive I have in weeks. I took the mayor's offer yesterday. I wrote a letter to Thomas, and as he said, I gave it to the mayor, who delivered it aboard the lightning rail yesterday evening to Griffinstill. So Thomas should be receiving my letter today, and if he is in Griffinstill as the mayor says, then we should know. Well, I think Mayor Fastfoot said we would know within 1 to 2 days. I'm actually
Fantastic
rather
news.
excited.
Yeah. Do you know, actually, we were just talking this morning over breakfast, and we would like to maybe help out looking for him. If you may, this letter might tell you that he's around, but we'd like to go and find him and make sure he's truly safe. You understand? And we were wondering, we're just talking. Does he live? Does he live with you?
Yes. Thomas lives at our home with us. Yes, of course.
Yeah. Would you object to us just looking through his papers, or what have you, for any information of where he might have been when he's gone to Griffinstill? Any contacts he might have made, etc.
His papers, Thomas is not a well, I wouldn't like to speak poorly of my brother, but he's not the academic type.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind us having a look, please let us know. And we'll glad to try and help you out.
Through
But no
his...
pressure.
No, you see, she changes her sort of demeanour a little, and she says, "No. It's not that I don't appreciate your interest and your kindness. Sorry, it's more that papers and that sort of thing. It's really not Thomas's kind of. That's not Thomas's character. Thomas was Thomas wants to run the family farms." When my father has to retire, he's a boy of his hands. If you catch my drift, a doer rather than a writer. But if you think there's some value in looking through his belongings, then perhaps we can. And you see, she stops and she looks over to see what her father's doing, sort of in the field, and she turns back to you. She says, perhaps we could do that. My concern would be that my parents have been rather blunt about me not making such a big deal, and in trusting that Thomas will return soon. Perhaps they'll both be out this evening at one of the council meetings. Perhaps I could let you in, and you could see if you can find anything.
Yeah. I'll look to both Meredith and Kasha and see if how they feel.
Kasha just looks back at you, kind of neutrally.
Thanks, Phil.
That's my pleasure.
Meredith, she speaks up and she says, these friends, they are very trustworthy. I'm sure if your brother is in any kind of danger, then they will be able to help you find him. But if Mayor Fastfoot says he's safe, then I'm sure there's nothing to worry about at all. And you can tell she's clearly trying to kind of allay any fears from Ilara. She's kind of not met Ilara. She wasn't there for the conversation you were a part of with her and the mayor yesterday. And she turns to you, Hannah, and she says, perhaps if we do hear anything else about Thomas in the meantime, we'll make sure to let you know as soon as we can.
Of course.
Ilara, she tells you where you can find the family house. It's out of the centre of town, a little bit more on the sort of outskirts of town. She tells you where to find it. She tells you her parents are going to a meeting of the town council at 7 p.m. So if you arrive anyone after sort of 6:45, something like that, they'll be out of the house, and there should be a period of at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, where you'll be safe to be able to look through Thomas's belongings. As she's doing that, you can see her father turns around and calls over to her. He sort of calls over and tells her they've got a lot of work to be doing. He looks over to your group and he says, "Are you looking for work? You need some work in the farms?"
I will offer myself. Yeah.
And he says to you, I'm not sure if I got work for all 6 of you, but if any of you need to earn yourselves a few coins whilst you're in town, just let me know.
I need no payment. Just the Great Mother's blessing is enough.
And you can see the idea of free labour. He's not going to turn that one away too much. And he says, well, if you find yourselves with a spare minute or two, let me know. And he goes back. He as he turns around again, he calls back to Lara and he says, come on now, we've got much work to be doing.
I will turn to Alara and I'll say something like, keep the faith. The Earth Mother, so the Great Mother, her blessing is upon you. And then I'll say, just be thankful for this, and quite loud, not loudly, but like loud enough that probably for us over here, I'll say the word like blessed harvest. Is that it?
Yeah.
But with a little half wink to Alara herself, and with that, I'll wander off.
Sister Meredith. As soon as you've got a little bit of distance, you're sort of out of the orchard. You can sort of speak freely. She says to you, "What do you think? Should we tell her? Should we tell her about Mathis's journal and the writing in there that Thomas was working with the elder? Or will that just add to her concerns?"
I don't think it gains anything at the moment to say it, does it? As far as she knows, her brother's happily in Griffinstein and she's got a letter off to him. When we know that's definitely not the case, then we can say. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
What about? Okay. You see, she sort of stops herself, and yeah, that makes sense. Well, yeah. What would you guys like to do?
I think the first thing we should do is ask about the big green bushman that's stood over by the trees.
Yeah, it's a bit troubling.
The Wicker Man.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. You'll find out when you get burned.
Yes, I'd like to go to that and investigate it.
Mm. This is a point-and-click adventure. That's what the picture looks like.
I have pointed. I have clicked.
Yeah, me too.
Now let me adventure.
Is it worth? There's something in the notes about found the place. He found it the spot. He thinks it's beneath the town where they're taking people. That suggests beneath the town to me reads as like underneath the town, as in like there's some grate or some sewer system or something that's underneath the town that this is happening in, or some basement, rather than sort of like geographically, down the hill or something. Actually, I'll be on a hill, Sam.
Sorry. Are you on a hill? The town's quite flat, actually, in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so is the surrounding landscape. Is that correct?
Yeah. There's a few sort of mild, sort of rolling hills, but nothing particularly major. No.
Yeah. Beneath the town certainly wouldn't read to me then as like down the hill kind of thing.
No.
No. Fine.
I agree. I get that. And we should go back to that and then the other colours. I think we need to go back every single bit there and see if there's anything else. I agree. Figure out.
So what now? I mean, should we just go and explore? Go and search our house now. Why wait for tonight?
This is the first time that I've had 600.
I did think about that.
In one.
As Charlie, I've come to the Halloran's not a big fan of that. He'll say as much. Yeah.
I've gone with no space. The big fashion houses
Is it worth having a look around the town and seeing if we can spot anywhere that would be an obvious place with a basement or anything like that? Surely that's going to be where below the town is.
That's what I was thinking. Like, or is there like an obvious sewer system or something? You know, whatever. Could we investigate? Have a sniff around the town? Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a plan. Fair enough. Yes. As you're sort of talking about yourself, Sister Meredith, she tells you she's her priority currently remains Matthias and finding out what's happened to him. She plans to follow down the adventurous road, which Mayor Fastfoot showed you, to the grove itself, and kind of scout the grove in the area, see if she can make any sense of the directions that he'd put in there, and see if anyone's seen anything or has any kind of ideas of what may have happened to him. But she says, you know, she'll meet up with you back at the tavern.
Because fashion is so saturated.
That feels dangerous. I feel like going into the forest is risky.
Perhaps so. I'm not necessarily saying I will follow his directions all the way, but I at least need to scout out in that direction. My reason for being here is for Matthias and for my own elders' reassurance that he is safe, and so that's where my priority remains.
Guardian, shouldn't we accompany her?
Dress up to get on the airplane. You know, if there's any chance of being upgraded, they're always going to look at who looks the best. I mean, the truth is, there is no first class on budget airlines.
Who's watching the airline show?
But you know, my mum did not wear
I have no idea. Cool. So you're gonna head back into town, yeah?
Well, Kasha will say, Guardian, surely you should escort Sister Meredith.
Yeah, unfortunately, I missed where Meredith was going, partly because some audio interference.
Is that?
Oh,
Not really, no. You're a bit roboty and
soften,
quiet.
Jake, yeah.
Well, maybe I'm just quietly spoken.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better, yeah.
My microphone just wasn't working at all when I loaded this up, but I've unplugged it, replugged it back in, and it seems to be working. So yay!
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
You're welcome, world.
So, Sister Meredith said that she was going to follow the directions from Matthias to the edge of the forest. See what that says. Kasha frankly thinks that sounds more fun than going back into the town.
I mean, we could stick our head down there and see what happens, but
Fine, all right. Because I want to do that as well, actually. I don't want to do that, sorry. Halloran wants to do that. I actually want to explore the town and see if I can find this underground thing, if it's an underground thing indeed. But Halloran would want to do that, you're absolutely right. However, I was trying to think, like, how am I going to avoid splitting the party now and make it make sense? But if you want to do it as well, and you make that clear, then yes, let's do that.
I will do anything that means we get out of a town and back in some form of forest or wildlife, so...
I just realised I forgot to give you tokens, didn't I?
Yeah, we just thought you hated us.
Well...
God, I'm surely I'm not that small.
Oh.
It really doesn't... Every time I pop your character onto one of these types of scenes, I have to like mess with your thing because it really doesn't like the small character. Yeah. I think normally I scale it up to about that size, and it seems to be a bit more.
Hey, the
everyone at that point.
So that Wicker Man is about 12 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah.
The references should be pretty correct. I do have to do a lot of work to make sure that it knows how large to make everybody at the right places. Yeah.
Is that actually
If we,
a structure or is it a tree?
If I'm honest, I never even noticed it's anything other than a tree when I generated it, but maybe it's a structure. If it's a structure and you want to get very close to it, you might have to give me some time to work out what it looks like, because I just thought it was a tree, but that's because I've got terrible eyesight. What do I know?
yeah.
Well, I'm not sure it isn't just a tree, to be honest.
Maybe we'll find out next
I think the
session.
shield.
Yeah, maybe there's a shield there. It's hard to tell, isn't it? But also,
And
you
it
look on
looks
the
like
other side.
it looks like it's got a flat army, sort of a army captain's hat on.
I
If you
thought
look
it
at
was.
some-
I thought it was a giant of some kind. So
If you look at the other side, I'd say
I thought it was a
these
giant
two
until I got up
figures
close to
here-
it, and then it's.
Okay,
suppose 12 foot-
it
12
definitely
foot
is a
close.
giant. If you get too close, it'll be a combat with a giant. So it's up to you.
let's do it. I'm up for it.
Oh, okay. Oh dear.
So yeah, what was the plan? You guys were split on where you wanted to go.
I think adventurer's path. I think follow the adventurer's path and go with
I
sister
think so.
Meredith. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kasha certainly
Um,
thinks going and checking out the forest or
I
checking
think
out the edge
leaving
of the
her
forest.
to go alone is risky.
You're just such a white knight.
And if we're not going to just go and turn over Elra's house, hey, then got to do something.
Okay. Yes, you sort of begin walking down this sort of path that the mayor yesterday told you was called the Adventurers Road. Sort of heads to the outskirts of the forest itself. As you do, you head down. You pass through a number of sort of alongside a lot of the sort of various fields, some of the orchards, some of the sort of areas where some of the sort of farming and agriculture and pear trees is taking place. On the way, as you sort of are passing further and further beyond the sort of more not built up, but the more like what's clear like the agriculture areas into just the openness and then the edge of the forest itself. Kasha, you notice there's plenty of workers around in lots of the fields. As you pass through past one of the very final fields before you reach the edge of the forest, one of the drow workers in the town, you see them paying very close attention to you as you walk past. And you note as soon as your party kind of makes it past the field, but they are working, they immediately begin sort of walking back towards town at quite a pace. Yeah,
Sorry, who was that? Who was walking back?
One of the drow, these sort of silent drow that work around town. Mayor Fastfoot suggested to you during your tour of the town yesterday that they are wholly mute. They have very limited communication skills.
From the Great Mother,
That too.
obviously. And it's totally nothing more sinister than that.
No, I don't know why you're obsessed with there being some kind of mystery plot in what's just an innocent village.
Yeah, there's actually no campaign here, guys. Remember, it is just
when
Sam wanted a cutesy town.
That's fair. As we see that one sort of peel off and head back towards town, just Kasha will just sort of look at them and then look at Phelan a few times.
Yeah.
You racist.
How similar are they?
Wow.
Uh, uh, very
They
similar.
can't really speak very much, can they? So
In terms of like physical similarities, very similar in terms of like sort of the sort of height, the sort of build, that sort of classic, very sort of slender but athletic sort of elven build. In terms of the physical similarities, there is nothing to suggest to you. I mean, they look drow the same as Phelan.
Good. That's what I was checking. Okay, it's cool. In which case, again, the Madman's notes are exactly that.
It's all good. It's all about
That makes sense.
Yeah, you sort of you reach the edge of the forest, and so Neelam's Grove is a massive forest, and it's its kind of reputation around Fentos through history is kind of quite established, but especially there's a sort of quite an air of mystery and excitement around it as it has kind of become accessible again in the last few months, having previously been sort of locked off and closed off. And as you sort of reach the outskirts, you see Meredith. She stops and she sort of kneels down and she puts both of her palms flat onto the ground. And you see she just she whispers what looks to be some kind of sort of not pre-written as such, but like a sort of known, some kind of like a prayer or something. And Halloran and Kasha, you would both recognise this. This is a kind of traditional kind of request for blessing from Shanti, which travellers would often use when entering into areas of not even necessarily danger, but just uncertainty, or before a long journey through any kind of like nature or rural areas. And at the end of it, she ends and she says, "Great Mother, walk with us." And then she sort of gets up to her feet, and she turns to the two of you and she nods at each of you once in turn. And she says, that's the traditional, the pilgrim's prayer spoken by travellers who seek the Mother's protection in wild places. She turns to your group and she says, so, have any of you ever been to the Grove before? I feel suddenly nervous.
It's always wise to be nervous before approaching a wild area.
how long has it been closed for? Remind me.
15 years.
Yeah, I was a child when before it was closed, so I've never been.
Oh.
Back on sec.
Meredith.
Been lots of other places similar, but
Meredith turns to you, Darius. When Halloran mentions having been too young when it was closed, she turns to you and she says, "What about you?"
I came here in my younger days, but I never set foot in. I took a few tree samples of the outside, but never actually set foot inside. I quite regret that now, because it would have been quite fun.
Yeah, she repeats it. She says, she all of a sudden I feel it's quite nervous, isn't it? But I suppose we look for the stream.
it's that way, yeah.
She you see she reaches back, she gets the journal out again, and she looks through the sort of last page, and she says, the stream that flows purple at midday.
Is it midday? Nearly.
Yeah, we're about an hour, just over an hour away from midday, so you've got a bit of time from there. Yeah. And she kind of looks at the five of you and she says, who first?
Turns around and starts walking backwards.
Obviously. Well, just really naturally as well.
Shuffle.
Doesn't explain it. Just
does it.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Adsalor is quite happy to lead the group into the forest.
Cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, you make your way into the sort of the edges and the outer part of the forest. The forest becomes very thick very quickly. It's a very dense sort of forest. But you can see there's quite a lot of, especially the Adsalor, you are a kind of seasoned explorer or traveller in this sort of terrain. There's lots of signs of movement and travel, and we're not just talking like natural creatures. You can spot immediately like broken twigs where people have stepped on them. There has clearly been a lot of traffic going in and out of here. This isn't like a quiet, abandoned sort of forest. This is, especially being right here off the Adventurers Road from Pear Trees, you can see signs all over the place of people coming and going. And you're only inside the forest itself for a few minutes at most before you spot what looks to be like a small hunting party, and you can see a group who they've all got sort of long bows, and you can see one of them has what looks to be some rabbits just like caught over their shoulder. So there's lots of signs of life in here. This isn't like an abandoned forest, anything like that. I will get, if I can get everybody to make for me a survival check.
That sounds fun.
Hidden or not hidden?
Not hidden. You just do public. That's absolutely fine.
Oh, I've done the wrong one. Do you know, really annoyingly, my survivals have got a better plus.
Do I get a plus in that? Just checking my ancestry. Oh, what's my ancestry features? Oh yeah. I'll just roll it.
Nice. Well, aren't you all the survival experts?
It's almost like the GM said, "Oh, this is going to be a sort of West Marches type adventure in a forest." Oh, well, I've accidentally created a creature with survival. Coincidence. Whoa!
Yeah, you all you begin sort of. You're able to sort of spot some of the, even as you sort of get a little bit deeper in, a little bit thicker in, you can see the areas that have been more sort of well travelled and pick out what look to be kind of the sort of established paths through the forest. It doesn't take long before you do find quite quickly a stream of a decent size. You can sort of skip across it without getting your feet wet. But it's notable and it seems quite well established. Doesn't seem to run purple though.
What would make a stream purple?
A giant peeing.
Day.
What time is it?
It's about 11. 10 past 11, maybe.
If we wait 50 minutes, it might run purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you've got a choice if you want to wait here at this specific stream, or if you want to go looking for other streams or follow this stream. Obviously, I guess if you choose to follow this stream now and it doesn't seem to be the right stream, you may be off course. On the other hand, you could stay here to be sure and lose the best part of an hour.
If I was knowing, I mean, I've been in my fair share of forests and nature in general.
Yeah.
Would I know of anything that could cause a stream specifically, I guess, to run purple, or know of that as a phrase meaning something other than just it actually going purple?
Make a secret nature check for me.
Oh, secrets.
Yeah, you sort of have things. So you've certainly seen patches of water run in different colours. It can happen. It's not really something that tends to happen naturally too much, or at least not beyond kind of very subtle colouring. Something like a purple colouring is quite a specific colour outside of like general nature. The phrase doesn't mean anything to you.
Okay.
But in terms of like the actual like the science or the nature of it, yes, there are things that could do it. You could even possibly think of some particular sort of naturally occurring dyes or sort of byproducts that might do that to a patch of water. So yeah, it's possible. It's not something you've seen before. There are things that could realistically do that, but it doesn't. The phrase doesn't mean a lot to you, no.
But
It's
either
wrong.
there's an abundance of this natural stuff that's going to just randomly appear at midday, or there's some magic fuckery going on, is my suggestion.
Wouldn't processing a lot of the pears perhaps make water run purple?
The pears are all bright purple, aren't they? And all the flowers are as well.
Whilst you are
Is the
gone,
flesh of the pears purple?
yes, yeah, it is, yeah. Whilst you are having that conversation and sort of speaking amongst yourselves about the sort of theories or ideas or anything, I rolled a group secret perception check, and as a whole, you everyone in your party, with the exception of Kasha, sorry Phil, as you're all sort of having this conversation, the other four of you all sort of look up. Whilst the conversation going on, and you all spot Phelan, you first, as you got the highest score overall, but everyone got enough to notice it. The canopy above you, had the leaves themselves have a not massively overt, but there is a sort of purple tinge to the leaves of the canopy of the trees above you. And you can see even as you look above now, you can kind of see that the as some of the light sort of breaks through, it does pick up a little bit of the coloration of the leaves as it comes through.
This is the right river then. When it's midday, sun's gonna be right up in the top of the sky, and it's gonna shine straight down on the river and make it look purple.
That's very good.
This is the river we want to be following. Does it only go in one direction from where we are? Does it go both ways?
Yeah,
the sun always goes in one direction.
Yeah, the stream, the water itself, actually seems to be flowing out towards the sort of outskirts, back towards the town.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, the water is coming from a sort of path, a single path you can see deeper into the forest. Yeah.
Okay. I guess
Uh,
the
d-
question is, do we want to follow the water, or do we want to follow to the source of the water?
Do religious signals give off a signal or a aura? And Darius is going to ask that to Kesha and Halloran.
Again, what's the question?
Do do symbols of Shanti give off some sort of aura? Could you find a symbol if you were looking for it, if it is a true Shanti's symbol?
I think I would be able to feel her presence if she's blessed it. But
Because if you remember in the journal, if you
I
go
think yeah, but
north,
I can't use it as a compass. I can't. Yeah, I think I have to like be pretty much there. I mean, that's up to Sam, but
Roshan is all around.
There
She
are
is in the
there are
trees.
some sort of symbols of various gods that you would see and may not necessarily give you any kind of like feeling or reading. But there are others, if something has been maybe blessed by the god themselves or by like a follower, that might give you more. So there are some that would, but there are also hundreds of thousands of man-made religious symbols and artifacts around the world that are full of meaning but may not give you a reading sort of thing.
1 second. So the instructions. Where's the instructions? Follow the
journal.
stream. Follow the stream. Oh, which fucking hell?
It
Why do you want
says
better instructions?
follow
Follow
straight
the
north
street.
to the two
It's
oak.
not, it's not clear
I
whether it
think
wants you to follow the
I think
water
it's pretty clear.
or follow back up the stream.
Follow the stream that flows purple at midday. Turn
So,
north
yeah,
at the
but are
Twin
we-
Oaks marked
yeah, but
with
are we
Shaggy's,
following-
Chantrey's true symbol.
Are we going
Does it-
downstream or upstream?
We're going
Going
north.
into the forest.
The
You
going
stream
turn
north.
flows does one end of the stream flow back out of the forest then?
It flows out of the forest, and we're going to go upstream.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
we're
say
going to go
that.
upstream.
That
Fine.
seems incredibly
But
obvious.
we should probably stop here and make sure. Well, where are we? We're sort of on the edge of the forest now. How far into the forest are we currently?
10 to 15 minutes walk. You're in the forest, but you're not quite in the territory of getting lost just yet.
Yeah, should we stop here and make sure this is the right river? After
Oh, it
all,
definitely is.
it is now 11:30 roughly, and I haven't had 11s yet. So,
I toss you an apple. That's the canonical thing to
Why
do, isn't
don't
it?
we just, if we just continue following her in half an hour, it will be midday.
Yeah, and worst case, it doesn't go purple and we come back.
Or we find
Don't we need to follow the route that's heading purple?
We need to follow the stream that flows purple once we see the Twin Oaks,
we're looking for Twin
which
Oaks
are marked with
Shorty's
Shorty's true symbol.
the sheaf
sheaf
of
of
wheat,
wheat.
which, you know,
3 miles to Thornkeeper's Circle.
actually, sheaf of wheat is not necessarily the true symbol. That's obviously open for theological debate.
Well, yeah, it
Pretty
depends
clear
on where
for
you
me.
come from, doesn't it?
Oh, what a surprise! A human in Austral has a very human-Austral-centered view on the worship of Shanti.
I'm not human.
It's
I'm not sure any of us.
mind-blowing.
Oh no, one of us is humans, to be fair. Only one of us is a human.
Who's a human?
And I
Oh,
don't
Darius.
bloody follow.
Darius.
Darius is human. He just doesn't look very human these days. He
I
was
think
once
in
human.
the nature of, I'm pretty sure in the nature of Austral racism, halflings count as human.
Oh,
they're,
come on now. You're just that's
they're-
halfling erasure.
Yeah.
Which is
God,
a great
he's
name
already-
for an album,
he's-
Jake. Write that down.
Halfling erasure, yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't understand our struggle. You know that there's anti-halfling architecture everywhere. You know, I walk into a bar and it's more than 3 foot high. Can't see over it. Stalls that don't have that little thing across them, so I can use it as a step up to get on top of them on chairs. Christ, I had to take a full leap onto the lightning rail to get onto it. Mind the gap. It's lethal for people like me.
You're not having a good time, are you?
I'm blessed more than most. I can't complain too much.
Well, yeah.
I do though strongly think this debate could go on, but we should wait here to confirm this is the right river.
Where's your sense of adventure? We're in a place that's not been open for 15 years. We don't want to be sat around waiting, do we? This is
The mayor's
We'll have lunch.
the mayor recommended waiting a few
what,
days.
the mayor who very clearly is under the influence, whoever this false god is that's trying to take control of the town.
I felt Shanti's presence.
You
I
felt
believe
what whatever that creature is in control wants you to feel.
I look towards Kasha, sort of giving a sort of a help me out here, please look.
Oh, I've sprung up like a tree out of the
Cassie
river.
just looks back at you.
While
Maybe
we're
even
stood
tips her,
here,
she tips her head to one side, and at the same time, Thornleaf does the same thing.
why don't we just have a search around the area to see if there's
See
been
if someone
people
else has gone this
go?
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thinking.
Can do. Yeah. Anyone that wants to do that, make a secret perception check for me.
I was going to seek. It's the exact same thing.
It is the same thing.
It's literally the exact same thing.
And this time, let's be very clear what you are and are not looking for. You're just
We are
looking for
looking
any
for
signs
any sign of life that's travelled along this
Yeah.
path that's heading up the river.
Or down, maybe. Just
Yeah,
looking
which
for
way's
tracks.
the water's flowing out of the forest, right? Not into the forest.
Yeah, the water's flowing sort of out of the grove back towards the town, or sort of the edges where you've sort of come from. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. Yeah, you sort of take a look. There are quite a lot of signs of movement and tracks around. There's a lot of sort of animal tracks you can see. You can see there are footprints headed both further into the forest, following the path of the stream, and some that appear to be coming back. Equally, you can see there are some paths that seem to cross over the stream you spot. There are lots of signs of movement around. Some certainly follow the stream, but there are others going in all sorts of directions. We're still close enough to the edge of the forest that there's been a fair amount of crossover of movement.
So are we staying here for half an hour?
If our good friend the Guardian would like us to, then we can.
And as you're having the conversation, the sun is starting to sort of reach its peak. As it begins to, you can actually see the edges of the stream starting to turn a very subtle purple colour as the light breaks through the trees up above.
Well, there we go. It's confirmed. Let's go. As soon as we start moving, by the way, Adslor is going to have his bow drawn, arrow held slightly ready on it.
Cool.
The second he's travelling through here, yeah.
What
Yeah,
would
that's
be fun exploration action to use?
We get to explore actions.
You can.
Don't know.
We are currently in exploration, so you certainly can take exploration actions if you wish.
I'd like to assume a role
of irritant.
of Darius. I'd like to be Darius.
Oh yeah. Nobody
I
wants
just
to be
odd-
Darius.
I'll dodder along.
Whoa.
Shane doesn't want to be Darius.
He just feels the need to
Just
be.
forced it upon him, yeah. Okay. So you guys are kind of happy to follow down this. Are you?
Yeah, we're obviously keeping an eye out for 2 oak trees with a symbol of Shaunti on them.
Cool. yeah, if anybody does want to take any specific exploration actions, obviously let me know. If not, I will assume you are just travelling in general.
Can I be looking for herbs?
You certainly can be.
So I'm literally just looking at the floor.
Consider it done. Yeah, you sort of you carry on making your way, sort of following up along the stream, and you sort of follow for a good sort of 20 minutes or so. As you're sort of following along, that sort of purple colour on the edge of the stream sort of begins moving further and further, and as you sort of reach sort of midday and the sun is right up above, there is kind of a very strong, the whole stream takes on this. It's like I say, it's not over the top. It's not, no one's thrown a bath bomb in there, but there is a definite sort of like purple sort of tone that the water takes, and you feel a bit more comfortable now that you are certainly on the right track. Delayed a little bit to be sure, but it looks like it was probably a good decision to take, you feel now in retrospect. Yeah, you sort of follow along for another, beyond that, another good sort of half an hour, maybe even just more than that. And you can all of a sudden you're getting deeper into the forest now, and there are still, you can see signs of life. You can see some tracks around from place to place. But you're getting a little bit more isolated, a little deep. And all of a sudden you hear I suppose, what would you say, a cacophony of sound. There's a squealing noise, and you can hear like thrashing movement. And then there is a sort of unmistakable kind of the sort of piercing sound of like a bird, an eagle, some kind of like bird of prey. And you notice up ahead, where did I put this? Is that where I put that? Man, I should stop calling every single scene and backdrop forest. That would certainly make this easier, wouldn't it?
Probably would help. Yeah.
Maybe leave the word forest as just taken. Just
Yeah, I mean,
assumed that...
if you imagine how many various forest maps and images I've generated over the last 9 months, and I helpfully have called lots of them Forest 1, Forest 2.
Yeah.
And this is why when you have notes on Legend Keeper that say load Forest X, it's really handy until you copy and paste over them. Yes, this looks like a suitable forest. Yeah, you sort of you hear all this noise, and you can see up ahead of you. There's oh, in fact, if I get everybody to make for me a nature check again.
A nature check?
A nature
Oh
check.
boy.
I'm one with nature.
I'm one with the trees.
I am not one with the trees.
After all that hype, Jake,
I am also not one with the trees right now.
I'm too busy looking for herbs.
Well, luckily, Kasha and Halloran are more observant. You spot what you recognise as an osprey, and it sort of swoops down out of a tree, and you sort of fail to see immediately what it is, and then you notice there's a couple of different animals, all sort of gathered what looks to be some kind of animal carcass, sort of fighting amongst themselves, all sort of like almost sort of squabbling over this animal's carcass. The osprey swoops down at one point. You see it bites at the carcass and gets sort of battered away as there's a snake on the ground which sort of jumps up towards it and gestures towards it. And these animals keep going sort of back and forth a little. And then you hear that squealing sound you heard before again. And you notice just to the sort of right as you're looking forward ahead at this scene, a small but intimidating looking creature
Oh, dinosaurs! I'd forgotten there were dinosaurs.
How did you forget that?
Yeah, I know. That's just what I'm asking myself.
Does it look tasty?
Well, that one looks like a clever girl.
Oh, I've shrunk into the distance again.
Don't worry about that.
We're trying to hide in the woods. Oh,
yeah, these animals you can see sort of fighting amongst themselves about this. There's like a carcass of some other animal in the sort of centre here, and you can see as this as you recognise it, dinosaur appears from the right hand side. It immediately begins squealing and it looks in your direction and lets out this what is clearly intended to be a sort of threatening sort of sound as it gestures in your direction. If I can get everybody to roll initiative for me.
You can.
Fuck's sake.
I think my initiative is just shit sometimes, apparently.
Pretty new precise as mine, but
Mine was worse. I was still looking for herbs.
I rolled a 3.
mine
I
hasn't
rolled
come
a
up.
1.
I think it might
Axel,
be a different one, sorry.
you do have your weapon drawn. You were quite specific
I
on
did.
that.
I was indeed.
Okay, top of initiative. Amongst all these various different animals, one of the first ones you see move and kind of react as this scene sort of drops into initiative. There is a hairy-looking creature with a.
Oh, I rolled initiative separately.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 1 sec. What did you roll? I can't see your roll.
Skunk.
I rolled a 27 in total, which is why I'm button again.
I can edit your initiative manually as 27.
Lovely.
Which means nothing reacts quicker than Kasha.
Ooh.
Well done, Kasha.
Oh, beautiful.
So yeah, Kasha, you are the quickest creature to react here.
How high are these trees?
Sort of. Some of it sort of mix of heights. Some of them go up to a good sort of 20 feet or so, maybe even a bit taller than that. Yeah, there's a fair mix, but some of them have got quite a bit of height on them.
Okay.
Also just
Kasha is going to immediately, as a sort of almost an instinctual reaction to certainly hearing the predator's squawk, going to cantrip myself. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. Into. Oh, it's just that one. Yeah. Oh, why can't I cast? Why won't it let me cast my focus spell form? When I click cast, it says that I don't have enough spell slots. I'm sure I did it before. I'll try clicking.
Oh yeah, can I spell slots? Not enough spell slots. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what. Because it's a focus spell, and I've.
That's cool. We can work around this temporarily.
Yeah, work around it. Yeah, so basically, she. Yeah, no, I can drag it. She basically starts to sort of hum in Wild Song, and there is a something, the sort of transformation, and she shrinks down into a something like a squirrel. I think would probably be useful for now, as in something that can climb a tree. And that's 2 actions, and then the third action would be to get to the weird route, get to the base of the tree. And yeah, well, Stormwatts, it can't move with me, can she? Can they? Only if it's a separate action,
Oh, yeah, that is true.
technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll deal with Thornleaf in a minute. Oh, apparently I'm stuck together. There you go. And then she should be there. So she's moved about 150 feet to end up there. So yeah, basically turns into a squirrel and runs away.
Yeah, so yeah, you all see Kasha
That's
disappear.
Squirrel and run away. That is fucking exceptional.
Yeah, this furry and maybe somewhat pungent character just dashes over in this direction immediately, and will then it dashes over in your direction, and you see as it raises its tail as it reaches you, Halloran. It then propels a stream of acrid musk in a 10-foot line ahead of it, which will get Halloran and Darius. If I can get you both to make for me a fortitude save. Yeah, that is a success for both of you, but the smell is still quite horrific. You are both sickened one. That will end that creature's turn. Phelan, it is your turn.
I've drawn my sword and then swing at it, I guess.
Okay.
It was this, right?
Yes, it was.
Creatures.
Yeah.
That was the smelly creature.
Yeah, I'll just swing at it.
Nice, yes, a hit. You can roll some damage.
Ah,
Nice, yeah. So you draw the short sword, take a swing at this smelly creature, and yeah, you hit it. And as you do, it squeals and out this high pitched sound.
Oh,
You've got one action left.
I guess I'll just do it again.
Yeah, go for it. Nice, yeah, it's also a hit.
Oh, okay.
Roll some more damage.
Please don't die. Fuck. Oh.
As you sort of swing a short sword, shouting out loud, "Please don't die!" You skewer and kill this skunk, which again just squeals out and sort of then just rolls over onto the ground. Well, I'm failing. You killed
Monster.
a skunk.
Why is it me killing the animals?
Your reaction, Cormac, is supposed to be, "This stinks."
Oh.
That's all for you. That was all three of your actions, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okie dokie. In that case, yeah, there is a snake which is sort of as you swing at that, this snake moves over in your direction, Phelan, and just throws its fangs, its jaws out towards you, takes a bite at you, which is a miss, and then it immediately then moves off again and heads up in this direction. Halloran, there's a dead skunk on the ground. How do you react?
Can I defer?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, definitely.
What's the term? What's the actual term?
Delay.
Delay, please.
Yeah, yeah. In that case, Meredith won't do anything. Why is it? Cool. That osprey that you had spotted earlier, it reacts next, and it immediately flies down in this direction. As it does so, its talons, these long piercing talons, it just claws as it sort of flies down this direction, claws out at your face, Phelan. Which is a miss. And it will just do the same thing a second time, which is a critical hit. Does hit you for 2 damage, Phelan.
Oh.
That is a critical hit for 2 damage.
Big crits.
There is Charlie. You've got a reaction if you want to take it. You can spend your reaction to give him resistance to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In which case, Cormac, you take no damage.
Yay.
Yes, alright then. I think that's it, isn't it? He just gets to make 3 if he's like restrained or anything. It's the other part, right? Yeah. So. Oh, and then and if you wish, you can take a step, Cormac, as well as part of Halloran's protecting you.
How big is a step again?
Step is just a single space, 5 feet.
I'll step to here.
Nice. An interesting choice. Cool. The next creature is this dinosaur who was on the right of you, and you stood in front of Phelan. So immediately lets out that screeching, piercing scream, dashes in your direction, and almost throws itself to you as it just runs towards you and sort of jumps up with its jaw towards you for a hit.
It's on yourself, Phelan, for being randomly placed in that location.
Yeah, that's fair. I had a smart idea, but never mind.
Why is it saying you took no damage? You should definitely take damage. There we go. If it hits you for 4 damage, and if I can get a fortitude save from you as well, Phelan. Nice, yeah. So it runs over, just throws itself towards you, and just grabs at your arm with its jaw. And then as you sort of like shake it off down to the ground, it then just takes a second bite at you as well. Which is a miss. Adsalor, it is your turn.
Looking at the 4 creatures around that I can see, because I'm assuming I know that Kasha is now that squirrel and I shouldn't attack them.
Do you?
Funny if you do though.
There is 4 around this now. I'm not being blind and missing something. There is 4.
Yes, there are. That's
right. My opinion is that little dinosaur thing is probably the most dangerous, because I've seen ospreys before, I've seen snakes before. I'm not convinced I've ever seen a dinosaur creature like that before.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably reasonable.
Is it currently hanging off of Phelan's arm?
Phelan's shook it off. It's just sort of it's at Phelan's feet, I guess, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to designate it as my hunted prey. And I've already got my bow out, so
Yes.
I am going to. Do I have anything else I can do for one action? Can I recall knowledge on it?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, yeah. Numbers. You've got no idea. Yeah, you look at this creature. You recognise it as definitely a dinosaur. Like this is a relatively unique looking creature. But beyond that, yeah, in the moment, yeah.
That's fine. My third action, I'm going to do my hunted shot. So I'm going to do 2 shots of my short bow for one action.
Yeah.
So, first one.
Nice.
I don't know if it being my hunted prey gives me any benefit. I can't remember that. I think it just lets me do this.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Damage.
Nice.
Wow, top tier damage. And then second shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also a hit.
Damage.
Nice.
Wow.
Then you can combine those together as well.
I will indeed.
Lovely, yes. You let off two shots of this short bow in quick succession. Both hits, not perfect hits, but yeah, you still get them for 3 damage.
Yep.
There's another sneaky little snake over here. Dashes down here. Takes a bite with its fangs at Halloran. Which is a hit. Ooh, that was horrific, and I don't like that, whoever that was. Was that you, Jake?
I enjoyed that. That was great. No, I think your game automatically made snake noises.
Did it?
Yep.
That genuinely wasn't me.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember adding anything that adds noises, but maybe I did. Yeah, hits for 2 damage. Can I get a fortitude save from you, Halloran?
Another one.
Yeah. Nice, yeah. You feel, as it sort of bites, you feel this sort of slight burn sensation, but it doesn't bother you that much. And then it takes a second bite at Darius. Jake, fuck off. It misses. You're very good at impressions, Jake, I'll give you that.
I know.
I don't have Discord open, but it's only you that's pathetic enough to do it, so... Darius, it's your turn.
Okay. He's going to shout at the snake, "I call upon the void!" And he will
Whoa, nice, yeah, okay.
void warp.
Let's get this snake to make a save. Yeah, that is a failure, so yeah, you can roll some damage on that. Nice.
Not a crit failure though.
Not a crit failure, no, so it just takes the damage.
I don't think that was Jake that time. I think that was a bit too good.
No, that was Jake. It must have been. Jake? He's clearly got a soundboard, it's fine. Yes.
Soundboard.
You've got one more action, Darius.
Is it 2 actions for the shield block, if I remember correctly?
Shield is a
one
single
action
action
cast
spell,
shield.
I think, yeah. Most spells are 2, but shield actually is 1, yeah.
I will do shield to raise my shield.
Nice, yeah, that works. Halloran, you're still delayed, but you can hang on still if you want, or whenever you want to pop back in.
Was Void Warp 2?
Yes, yeah. Void Warp is 2 actions. Yeah.
Where does it say how many actions it is?
Number of diamonds after the name of it.
Yeah.
That is very good to know.
So generally speaking, most offensive spells are two points.
Yeah, it's, 2 spells is the default for, or two actions is the default for pretty
And then
much
there's
all
a few
spells,
ones that are 1 point, so you can do 2 spells in 1 turn.
All
get
mine are 2 apart
one-
from shield.
Yeah.
You get 1 action off the cost if you make snake noises when you're casting it.
Not
That is
true.
true.
Not true.
No, it's true.
I
You
think Shane
still
should at
delayed,
least try.
Charlie.
This is the end of the round, right?
This is the end of this is the end of the round. Yeah.
Yeah. In which case, no, I might as well come back in at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just wanted to see what other people were doing in terms of attacking these animals, but I guess they are attacking us. So technically, my scythe is not drawn, but it sort of it's not. It is drawn because it's a walking stick. If it's not in my hand, it's too bloody big. I can't put it away. But let's say I'll draw it as an action.
I guess it's adjusting your grip on it to be 2 hands, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking.
Nice. Yeah, that is a hit on this poor innocent snake. You ready for me to click it, Jake? Nine damage kills that snake.
I do not like snakes.
No more snake noises. Sorry.
Well, there's another one at the top of the map, I think.
There is. Is this what was it? This bird. What was the bird called? I've forgotten what.
Osprey.
Osprey. That's the one. I want to say Seahawk, which is an osprey, but then I was like, it's not Seahawk. Why is an osprey in the middle of a forest?
Exactly. That's why.
I mean, if you could ask questions like that, you could ask why is an osprey attacking a carcass?
Why is a dinosaur?
Well, there is a dinosaur.
Dinosaurs in the forest makes much more sense than ospreys.
The logic of that, I love it.
Yes, Sam. Why is your world so realistic? Be better.
I'm sorry.
I will
Sometimes you limit the stat blocks you have, yeah.
do a map. Attack on it.
Ouch.
Wow. Turns out it's quite hard to hit a tiny hawk with a massive scythe.
Snake noise.
Kasha the squirrel. It's your turn.
Cash of the Squirrel. Yeah, I apologise for the first 2 rounds of each combat going to go something like this. The squirrel will clamber up the tree. How can she get to a branch about that would support a self?
Yeah.
6 foot self. 15 feet above the ground is about the height she was aiming for.
Yeah,
is that 1 action?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so 1 action to do that. I can't do everything I want to do at the same time. Okay, so I can't. Then I will dismiss the spell. Is that an action as well?
Dismissing spell's just a free action, yeah.
Oh, okay. If that's a free action, then she will cast Protect a Tree.
Nice. Yeah.
Which should appear, or which I want to appear just in this space here. Yeah. And it doesn't look quite as grumpy as that, but that'll do.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to add a picture to that tree. I will.
So yeah, and that's 2 actions. That is 3 actions. So.
Nice.
And meanwhile, Thornleaf is wondering why he hasn't given any instructions.
Phelan, it is your turn.
It's a predicament. I'll hit that one. Apparently I won't hit that one. And I'll try and hit it again.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
won't.
it.
Oh no, I will. No, I won't.
Yeah, that hits.
You melee people are really doing the big damage.
Yeah, you hit for 2 damage.
Can I then move here?
You can. You can.
Okay, yeah, and I'll move there. That's my turn.
That's it for you, is it?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. In which case, this snake here will dash over in your direction.
Are you...
I mean, you can see where the animals are, to be fair.
I know.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm
And
ready.
if you'd stayed stood next to the tree, it could have protected you.
That's a tree?
Yeah, it is a tree.
Oh, well.
I'm getting so good at these.
You are. That is a miss, unfortunately. And then it will take a third action to move.
Ooh, it's a tactical snake.
Yeah, smart snake. The osprey will throw out its talons at Halloran, which is a hit for 2 damage. So the
And
tree
the
just takes.
Tree will take 2 damage. Yeah.
Nice. And then it will. How does that work? Yeah, it'll then use its beak to attack Halloran, which is a miss. And then it will do the beak again. No, the talons again, sorry. That one is a hit. For another 1 damage to the tree.
And just out of interest,
Yes.
it rolled an 18.
Yep.
Halloran's armor class is 19.
Yeah.
So it hit by -1.
Yes. That was a nat 20.
Ah,
I
cool.
don't think that it shows that very well from your side for the monsters, but yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean,
it
hit. That's the important thing.
By 1, yeah.
It's a convenient answer, isn't it?
That's kind of like the equivalent of Wizard did it. It's just any questions we ask. Oh yeah, it was a nat 20.
Oh, I actually can't reveal that. I'll take a screenshot later. Don't you worry.
And it, so the tree's taken. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll put the other damage on that. This reptilian creature, this dinosaur alongside you, Phelan, again, just throws its jaws out, takes a bite at you. Which is a miss.
Again, was me. I just thought that was the most dinosaur-like sound I could make.
And another which does hit you. Hits you for 2 damage, Phelan. And we'll get another fortitude save from you. Phelan.
He's going to roll a 15.
Cormac. Alright, I'm rolling on his behalf.
Right.
Yeah, it's a failure. That's what he gets for
Yes.
not paying attention. In which case, he also takes 2 poison damage and becomes enfeebled 1.
That's fun.
Then it is Adsalor's turn.
It's me.
Hang on, that was its second action.
No.
We'll take one more strike, which is a miss. Now is Absalor.
Cool. This thing is my hunted prey,
Yes.
but for the time being, that is not a concern for me.
That feels like a failure.
I'm going to shoot the snake over there, because that's funny. Oh well.
It's a miss. Got your hero points, don't forget.
I hero point it.
Sarah. Ooh.
Nice.
Much better. Deadly
You can roll some
D10
critical
time.
damage.
I mean, it's still not great, but I
That is
like to
enough
think
to
it just
kill
gets
the snake.
skewered into the ground. And I've done that purely so I can stop making snake noises.
Does that mean you've worked out a really good osprey noise?
Yeah. Then I'm going to just take, for an action, I'm just going to take a step back to here. I just want to kind of block off any way to get round to Meredith. I don't want
You
this.
notice Meredith is there, yeah.
I've noticed she's there the whole time, but nothing's come close. But now I'm worried the osprey might fly over here. And then for my final action, I will flourish with a hunted shot against my prey. So
Nice.
let's see how badly this goes.
It's one miss.
Shit. Shit.
2 misses. Nice.
Whatever. Didn't want to hit it anyway. I like making the dinosaur noises.
Darius.
Just because Darius wants to use his big spell, his once a day, because I don't see if it's any good. So Darius chants a little bit, and void energy goes all around him. His hair starts to stick up, and his hair attacks the weird bird thing.
The weird bird thing. His hair.
His hair.
His hair, yeah. The grim tenderness not normally comes on the fingers, but with him it comes through his hair.
That's disgusting.
And the hair, it shoots at it. Oh, I've got to place a 30-foot line at it. Oh, has it got to be straight?
You can put it at an angle, but that would get Halloran, Phelan, and the.
Oh, I'm going to move first.
That's fine.
That might make more sense. Oh, how do I cancel what I'm doing?
Right click, possibly.
Cool. I'm going to move to here first.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then what I said is going to happen,
Yeah.
and his hair's going to flick up and go in a straight line that way.
Nice. So yeah, it gets both of them now then instead.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Better.
Oh, we didn't realise you'd gone, Cormac. You got bitten by a dinosaur, and you're now poisoned by a dinosaur.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Jake rolled for you, so.
That's fine.
So the dinosaur succeeds. The osprey critically succeeds. You can roll the damage.
Oh, that's not very fun.
Blame Cormac.
Bloody hell, Cormac.
So yeah, nothing for the osprey. The dinosaur takes half damage though. That's very good, Jake.
Yeah, or bleeding effect to that as well.
Oh yes, you're right. Yeah, you are entirely correct. In which case, he gets bleed damage. Yes, they both get the bleed damage still.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry.
They only do that on a critical failure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says right there. Yeah.
On the failure, they take take it still, but yeah, because there was a success and a crit success, yeah, neither of them get the bleed.
Ruining my fun, Sam.
Jake put it down, not me.
Ruining my fun, Jake.
Exactly.
I expect some voice over now.
He's doing great with these animal noises. Halloran.
I'm going to wipe out the Osprey.
Yeah, you are. Whoa, whoa. Crikey. That is enough to kill an Osprey. Halloran making sure that they stay at the top of the kills leaderboard for this campaign.
And then I will move and scythe again.
Yeah, that hits. Nice.
Yeah.
That is a dead dinosaur.
Yeah.
I
am a classic DPS, just kill stealing everyone else's kills.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Anyone else want any kills on this campaign? Or you currently have more than 50% of the party's kills.
Good. It's very rare for me to do that, so.
Yeah, we drop out of combat as the last of these creatures is killed. There does still seem to be a squirrel. Oh, no, there's not a squirrel anymore. You are no longer a squirrel, are you? So I take that back.
Yeah.
I was about to say there's a squirrel in the tree, but that's not true. The last Halloran sort of steps up, swipes at the Osprey, swipes at the dinosaur, and then as it sort of drops to the ground, Meredith, still a little panicked, she says, "Oh, that was rather chaotic. Is the entire forest just like this? Animals fighting over scraps?"
I feel like it shouldn't be. Something as kind of rich of an ecosystem as this forest is surely shouldn't have. Well, what was that? 4 different species fighting over one set of scraps. That feels like a lot.
I'd agree. That doesn't feel.
Doesn't feel natural.
Where's the carcass that they were fighting over?
So yeah, there's a animal carcass here. Yeah.
What does it seem to be a carcass of?
As you get close to it, you can see it actually quite clearly. It actually it's a relatively small animal. It's just like a rabbit's carcass. And you can see it's been there's like some tears and sort of wounds across it. It's clearly been sort of pecked at by something already, or kind of sort of damaged from, or something's sort of been trying to eat away at it. But it's not clear exactly what. Whilst I am thinking one moment. Oh, no, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, all good.
Can I make a nature check? Were these? It seems like these creatures were not acting in a way that is natural.
Yeah, you can make a nature check. Yeah.
Can I? Blind gem.
Yeah. So there is a clear kind of natural ecosystem and sort of ladder of nature. It's hard to say. That this was unnatural. I mean, Adslaw's probably quite correct that there should be plenty around, that they shouldn't have to be, these sort of different creatures shouldn't be having to sort of fight over a single animal like that. But there was nothing in terms of their actions themselves. There was nothing that looked particularly out of it's weirdly out of character, particularly. And it's not impossible in nature for animals to fight like that. It's maybe wouldn't be what you'd expect. Maybe Adslaw might be correct on thinking it kind of hints towards more of a, maybe not necessarily them acting out of character, but maybe just not the abundance availability of food as you may have expected. So yeah, odd, but not the strangest thing you've seen.
That feeling was something I wasn't used to since the Spice Girls.
Okay, I will
And
pass that on.
Bigger and bigger.
Anything else you want to do? Happy to carry on following down the stream, or?
Perhaps we should advance a little more care.
Yeah, can I mean, I'm happy to take the front of the pack again, but can I be scouting
Yeah.
as we do so?
Yeah.
I've set it as my active activity.
Exciting.
I think we should go forward more slowly, allowing me to investigate.
Why are you floating?
Why aren't you?
Yeah.
Question.
I think we need to stick to a steady pace because it's a certain pace you need to do for the flow of the river, right?
We're not keeping track with. If you want to keep track with the water in the river, you've got to run a bit faster, old man. Walking along the river.
Seems that every time I apply your scouting effect to the rest of your party, Jake, it then makes their character immediately move backwards a little bit and get smaller.
You're welcome.
I have applied, I think, the investigate.
You have. Cool. So yeah, you guys are happy to carry on following down that stream, are you? Lovely.
And if it becomes relevant, the skill I would be using during this investigation would be nature.
Cool. Yeah.
That seems like a lot
Makes
to do.
sense. Cool. Yeah, you carry on following along the path. Probably follow for another hour or so. Maybe a little slight more than that. Whilst you're travelling, you're getting deeper into the forest itself. You see far less signs of human life, or at least not the volume that you'd been seeing it up until now. As you are heading along, you come across two massive oak trees just to the left hand side of the stream as you're following it along. And they're growing extremely close together, so much so that their trunks almost sort of merge and sort of pass around or through each other almost. They quite a impressive sight that kind of stands out quite notably. Happy to continue.
Yeah, has it? I assume this tree has perhaps a sheaf of wheat carved on it.
Yeah, Yes, it does. Yeah, I was hoping you'd say no. You could just carry on walking along the stream forever, and you get properly lost. Yes, yeah. As you stop, you recognise that this kind of matches the description inside the journal. And yeah, you find carved into the tree. There is sort of a wheat sheaf matching one of the sort of recognisable symbols of Shanti. The carving itself, it's not overly detailed, but you can see it looks, it's quite deep. It looks like it is it's quite well established. It looks like it's been there for some time. You can, as you sort of have a look, you can almost see there are bits where it differs and goes off of the shape. It almost looks like it's been recarved by different people over time, and sort of almost just to like renew it and keep it there. So it's not entirely perfect. The shape changes a little bit at times, and yeah, you can just kind of see it's done by hand by person or people over time. Where do you want to go from there?
Well, we should head north.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, you recognise that, and you turn north at that point and begin. You have to cross over the stream a little as you sort of turn north, and you begin sort of heading due north up in following the directions you had. Go on.
I was going to say, before we go too far, Kasha notices that Phelan is perhaps looking a bit battered, and asks whether you would like any help with. You should perhaps clean your wounds now before they become infected. Phelan?
Cormac?
Cormac.
He had his chance.
He hates
Is
us.
he gone again?
I'm back. Hello. I heard people calling my name.
Kasha is offering to treat your wounds before we head
yes,
north.
That would be nice.
I have a feel. No, maybe not. That treats.
Some healing for you, Phelan.
Thank you.
I love how every time an effect gets applied to someone, they just shrink.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Bit like a bug.
Can you? Yeah, I mean, this, as you can probably tell, the whole like, hey, the characters on a thing is like a module and not core foundry, so it may not be perfect, but it's nice for a bit of flavour.
I assume this was nicked from Ember.
Yeah, it's clearly somebody saw that and decided to try and put a version and module out. Yeah. So you sort of begin heading north, follow up that way for what feels like around a mile or so, and you come to a clearing, a quite sort of open clearing, or at least open of trees. Not empty entirely though. There ahead of you, you can see there is stood what looks to. Oops, hang on. Sorry, I've just accidentally moved the clock forward 5 hours. So I definitely didn't intend to do that. Up ahead of you, there is there are a number of these large standing stones, sort of all sort of circled around what looks to be like a sort of makeshift, like a sort of stone altar in the centre. There is carved into the stones themselves all around. there's a number of like what look to be like symbols, all various kind of all sort of symbols of like nature. You can even see there are some that stand out quite immediately. There is one that has the like the wheat sheaf of Shanti. Like there's a very sort of natural and druidic flavour to the various sort of carvings on these stones. You can also see around there's kind of nothing particularly built up, but there's evidence of like camping. You can see like little spots where campfires have clearly been built. A number of places you can even see what looks to be like some kind of there's areas where some of the grass is a little bit more sort of browned or not as healthy, where it looks like maybe like some bed rolls or tents have been down at some point. It feels like a place that people clearly kind of visit regularly. Seems like people maybe even make camp here. Yeah, what would you like to do?
I guess we need to have a little investigate around, don't we? The journal says that this is where the veil of the veil between worlds grows thin. It's where this supposedly is where Shanti's power is the strongest. So I guess Halloran, Kasha, do you feel like you can feel her presence here?
Yes, yeah, there is for both of you. I mean, the druidic circles, druid circles are a kind of common feature throughout the world, but in particular, the ones in Neelam's Grove are kind of traditionally tied to Shanti. They are considered to be like areas where one could be as close to Shanti as it was kind of possible to be without being directly in her presence. And you do, as you are here, quite similar, Kasha, to the feeling you got in the shrine yesterday. It's not that you feel like Shanti's direct presence with you, like alongside you, but there is just this general. You can feel her blessing upon you as you're sort of stood within the circle. You can feel it quite distinctly. Yeah.
Yeah, this place is within Jonty's, within Gorchan's influence.
I feel it much more strongly here than I do even in the forest, which is quite a strong place for her. We should look for any signs of Matthias.
Well, I'll start off with a detect magic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of guessing the whole magicness of it wouldn't pick up, but specific, just detect magic.
Yeah. Kasha uses detect magic, presumably ignoring the things you know from your party, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you
just to be annoying, every time she casts it, she actually lists all of those things each time, no matter whether people want them to. Yeah, ignoring those. Sorry.
Yes, there's definitely magic present here. Yeah, beyond the beyond your part in their equipment, there is magic present here. Yeah.
Sam, if I was to try and send you a private message, I can't remember what it is I'd type.
/whisper.
Yeah, /whisper GM and then whatever.
Yeah.
The message is. Yeah.
And then reread it and consider if it broadcasts it by mistake. Does it matter?
Yeah. Or Discord or whatever. That's all good. Anybody that wants to look round the area in general can make a secret perception check. Anyone that kind of wants to investigate, look around. Nice. I'll wait very quickly for Jake's whisper.
I've sent you a Discord.
Oh, so you have. There we go. I got the wrong thing. Nice, yeah. As you're all sort of looking around, let's say there's lots of signs of like remnants of various camps and sort of areas where people have clearly sort of made temporary sort of pilgrimages and stayed here. What you do find in one of these various sort of areas where it looks to have been a sort of a small camp set up, there is actually sorry, whose role was that? That was Kasha's. Kasha, you notice there is a particular like a small bed of flowers and sort of colourful growth alongside where one of these campfires looks to have been, and you spot there is actually it's like a very small burrow dug, just sort of covered up by the flowers themselves and everything. As you have a look, you can see there is a somewhat similar to what you've seen already previously. There is another leather book, not exactly the same as the one you've seen previously, but of a similar sort of ilk. As you pull it out, you find what looks to be, again, sort of journal or field notes left in handwriting, which you recognise from what you saw previously this morning.
Yeah.
Is that something you're happy to share with the party? Because if not, too late. I might
Yeah.
share
No,
it with them.
I will. I will indeed. I will glance at it, and then I will hand it to Aaron.
Yeah, as you sort of flick through, you can see, as I say, like you recognise quite quickly the writing, sort of, without doing like an in-depth sort of check. It certainly looks like a good match for the majority of the writing in the journal you saw this morning, and that Meredith found. And as the whole party sort of crowds around and sort of begins looking through it, Meredith sort of peers over as well. She starts looking through as you're all reading, and she, you can see she seems quite happy, quite excited. She goes through. She says, "He's alive, Matthias. Or at least he was 6 months ago, and he's found proof of his theory. An imposter." And you see, she carries on sort of reading through as you're all looking, and then she says, "The ruined sanctuary, 20 miles northwest. But his warning, this all sounds far beyond me. Weeks of supplies and ancient dangerous magic. I barely made it to this circle. I don't think I'm prepared for that. I don't know about yourselves." And as you ponder that question amongst yourselves, I will leave you to read the journal and decide amongst yourselves what you want to do when we pick up next session.
Excellent.
Should we just play more now?
Or that. Or that.
I'd like to make more snake noises.
Please no.
With the journal.
They were very good noises,
Right.
Jake.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How are you making them?
Just look. Some people in life just naturally are really skilled at certain things. How is not important. What's important is why. And why is because I'm a dickhead.
Can I also temporarily break the illusion?
Yeah.
I actually entirely forgot I'd installed that module, Jake.
I like that you genuinely thought for a second it might have been me making those noises.
The first few noises I did think were you. Hang on, sorry, one sec.
Yeah.
See, it wasn't you. I have no idea. There's a module that has that.
Yeah, it was
Makes-
absolutely not me. It's
Oh, okay.
game
I was
making
thinking you
noises.
were playing some like sound on your phone or something for your microphone.
Oh, that would have been funny.
I had
Oh,
forgotten
that's not a
entirely
bad
I'd done
idea.
it. I did think it was you, Jake, and then it was only when I think it was when Cormac hit the dinosaur, or whoever hit the dinosaur, it made the noise. I was like, that was very well timed. And then I was like looking through the characters, the NPC character sheets. I was like, oh yeah, there is a thing here that makes noises when they get hit.
Oh, see, but the dinosaur noise wasn't as good as the other noises, which is why I assumed even more so that it was definitely Jake, because he couldn't find a good dinosaur noise.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
What makes you think Jake can make a
Rude.
dinosaur noise?
Well, I didn't, because it wasn't very good, that's why.
Oh,
It was
Very
evidence-based. Well, no, you didn't make it, so it's not an insult on you.
I mean, it feels a little like an insult.
It's an insult to
does a little.
Sam's choice of soundboard.
that was
Yes,
just the
and
default
you're
lizard
shit.
sandboard, but yeah. But yeah, sorry, Jake. I'm sorry for blaming you.
That was too good.
I will forgive you.